Lewis Hamilton has just dropped a brutally honest admission that sent ripples through the Formula One world, and Frederic Vasseur isn't staying quiet either. After yet another disastrous weekend for Ferrari, the team principal has pulled no punches. Hamilton's integration into the team is clearly faltering, and the clock is ticking. This isn't just a one-off bad race. This is turning into a concerning trend. And the internal noise coming from Maranello? It's louder than ever. By Hamilton's own words, he's still baffled by the SF-25. In fact, he went as far as saying he needs a brain transplant just to drive the thing. Yes, a brain transplant. His words, not ours. That's about as raw as it gets. But here's the real kicker. Hamilton claims Ferrari's higher-ups are not pleased. Not with his results, not with the performance, not with any of it. And as his qualifying struggles continue, Vasur and the top brass are clearly losing patience. Before we break down what's really unfolding behind the scenes at Ferrari, and what could happen next if things don't turn around, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and stick around until the end for every twist and turn. Following a glimmer of hope in Shanghai, where Hamilton clinched a stunning sprint race win from pole, expectations were sky-high. Saudi Arabia was supposed to be a momentum shift, the weekend when the seven-time world champion would finally start gelling with the SF-25. All the setup experiments, simulator work, and adaptation efforts were expected to pay off. Instead, the Jeddah Grand Prix brought another frustrating chapter in a now familiar story. Sure, Hamilton squeezed into Q3, but just barely. And once again, he was forced to watch Charles Leclerc pull away with a lap time over half a second faster. That kind of gap isn't just unfortunate anymore. It's becoming the standard. When asked yet again about what it would take to unlock the SF-25's potential, Hamilton didn't blame the car or the engineers. No technical talk, no setup excuses. He just said it, half in jest, half in desperation, a brain transplant. Think about that. Lewis Hamilton, the man who's dominated an entire era of Formula One, who shattered record after record, is now publicly admitting he can't figure out how to extract performance from this car. The car doesn't respond to his input. The pace is there but elusive. He's losing time sector by sector. 2 tenths gone in the first sector, 3 more in the second. According to Hamilton, his final Q3 lap was one of the worst he's ever driven. But this goes beyond lap times. This is about rhythm, about self-belief, about walking into a race weekend with the sinking feeling that no matter how much effort you put in, you'll still come up short. And it's not just any teammate he's trailing, it's Charles Leclerc. Smooth, clinical, lightning fast. A driver who's spent years decoding every nuance of Ferrari's machinery, while Hamilton is still trying to get the car to stop sliding mid-corner. What's more startling isn't just what's happening on track or over team radio. It's what Hamilton said after qualifying. The fans are unhappy. The team is unhappy. And the final blow? The bosses are unhappy. That's a level of openness we rarely hear from Lewis. And it shows that the pressure at Ferrari isn't hypothetical anymore. It's tangible, and it's rising. And then there's Frederic Vasseur. He didn't outright criticize Hamilton in public, but his comments had a bite to them. The message was loud and clear. Hamilton has to adapt, and fast. Ferrari isn't offering a long runway. This isn't Mercedes, where Hamilton had years to mold the team around him. This is Ferrari, the most iconic, yet most demanding team in motorsport. Here, results are expected immediately, not after a season of learning. The hard truth? Hamilton has yet to outqualify Leclerc. He hasn't beaten him on race day. And while the championship points gap between them might not be massive, the psychological gap, the momentum, is heavily leaning toward Leclerc. He's consistent, confident, and delivering even when the car isn't at its best. Meanwhile, Hamilton is locked in a battle with a machine that refuses to cooperate. The SF-25 is a tricky beast, unstable at the rear, slow to respond at the front. It understeers when you expect bite, oversteers when you want stability. Hamilton's trademark braking finesse and precision are being neutralized by a car that feels unpredictable. Even the latest updates Ferrari brought to Jeddah, meant to stabilize the floor and boost grip, barely made a difference. Hamilton said he wanted to build on the lessons from Bahrain, but it felt like a hard reset. Everything he thought he'd understood seemed to vanish. That's a dangerous space for a driver. When the car gives no feedback and each lap feels like guesswork, it's more than just frustrating. It starts to shake your confidence. And for someone like Hamilton, whose legacy is built on consistency and control, driving a car like this makes him look ordinary. That's something we haven't seen in years. Not to this degree. Not with this much visible strain in every radio call, every post-session interview. But here's the thing. Ferrari didn't bring Hamilton in to struggle. They brought him in to lead, to energize, to steer the team forward. If this trajectory doesn't shift soon, the heat won't just fall on the driver. It'll land on the engineers, the strategists, the leadership, and yes, Vasur himself. So now the real question is, can this be fixed before it spirals? Sunday's race is up next, and Hamilton is starting P7. On paper, not disastrous. But for a driver of his stature and a team of Ferrari's ambition, it's far from where they need to be. And Hamilton knows it. He didn't sugarcoat things post-qualifying. He said flat out, this isn't where he should be. He's tried everything, different inputs, altered settings, even new mental approaches. None of it has worked so far. This is where strategy becomes crucial. Jeddah is a high-speed street circuit, unpredictable by nature. Safety cars, red flags, even sudden weather changes can shake up the grid and open doors for veterans like Hamilton who thrive in chaos. But the issue is, the SF-25 hasn't been reliable in mixed conditions. In traffic, it's unstable. It overheats tires, struggles in dirty air. And now Hamilton, once one of the most poised drivers under pressure, is being forced to scramble, to adapt on the fly, lap after lap. That's not the kind of environment where he flourishes, and it's showing. Meanwhile, Charles Leclerc is up in P4. Calm, confident, unaffected. The internal team battle has never been this stark. Leclerc has become Ferrari's reference point. And Hamilton, the global icon, the multiple-time world champion, is still hunting for solutions. This is why the stakes are so high. Hamilton didn't sign with Ferrari for nostalgia or symbolism. He joined to win, to end his legendary career on a triumphant note. Right now, though, it's starting to feel like déjà vu. Echoes of the 2022 and 2023 struggles at Mercedes, only now under brighter spotlights and with less time to turn the ship around. End-time world champion can shrug off forever. If results don't shift soon, this tension will begin to bleed into every media appearance, every debrief, every headline. So what's next? According to Vasur, the car isn't going to change drastically anytime soon. That means it's on Hamilton to evolve. That's more simulator time, more data crunching, more weekends learning the hard way under the scrutiny of millions, wearing Ferrari red, with the weight of a legacy and a fan base on his shoulders. Can Hamilton rise to the occasion? Absolutely. He's done it before, through title battles, controversies, and injuries. But can he do it fast enough to make this partnership with Ferrari a success? That's the million-dollar question. Let us know in the comments. Do you think Hamilton is just navigating the normal growing pains of switching teams and adapting to a new car? Or is this something deeper, a mismatch between driver and machine that might never truly align? Can Ferrari evolve to support Hamilton the way Mercedes once did? Or has Leclerc already locked in his role as the undisputed leader of the team? If you've made it this far, thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more F1 deep dives, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a beat. And remember, for even more in-depth analysis and daily updates, check out our second channel link below. Because this isn't just about Jeddah.